Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator after a very long time. It's been almost 10 months I haven't posted anything related to Microsoft Flight Simulator as I was in Pakistan and my system was in Saudi Arabia. Flights were closed to Saudi Arabia from Pakistan due to the corona virus, the Delta variant if I'm not wrong. And it's been a long time I've spent with my family, and now I'm back once again via Dubai. I spent 14 days of stay in Dubai, and then I traveled to Saudi. Now I'm back, and lots of videos to do. 137 GB update I had downloaded for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I had to wait for a very long time, and now it's done. And I think I can see some new planes as well. But today I'm going to use the Cessna for the flight. Let's see what do we have over here. So we have Textron Aviation Cessna Citation Longitude. The cruise speed is 483 knots. Maximum altitude is 45,000. Endurance is 7 hours, and the range is 3,500 nautical miles. You can use it for medium and short flights. I've been using this plane. It's very easy. So let's select this plane. But before we proceed further, I would like to tell you one thing, that it's not a tutorial. I'm just taking out for a spin this plane. I will be flying from one airport to another one, and that's it. Nothing so technical about it, nothing so difficult about it, and I'll just try to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so I will be flying from Heathrow, EGLL. This is the ICAO code for the Heathrow airport, and I will be going towards Frankfurt. It's a short flight, an interesting one. Here it is, EDDF. So it is going to be a short flight from EGLL to EDDF, and I will be taking off from Heathrow, and I will be using the runway 9 left. So let's select the low altitude airways. You can also select the high altitude airways, it doesn't make a difference. So I always choose the low altitude airways. And the takeoff runway will be 9 left. Here it is. And I will select the SID, which is the route for the departure. As I've been doing this route for a very long time, so I know the SID. It's DET1K. If you are new to the flight planning, there is a video on my channel for the Microsoft Flight Simulator flight planning. You can go and watch that one. Plus, there is also an Explain 11 flight planning video. You can also watch that one. But if you don't want to go and watch and go into the details of the flight planning, you can simply do an hit and trial method. You can select any of the SID. So it will be not an appropriate thing to select this SID because it's for 27. So obviously you won't be using this SID. So I will be using the one for the 9 left runway, which goes straight towards Frankfurt. You see, it's not even advisable to use this one because it will first of all go over here and then to Frankfurt. So there's no need to do this. So let's DTK this one. Yeah. So as I've been making lots of flight plans, that's why I'm really comfortable while selecting the SID. And you can also do a hit and trial method, and you can select this one. And on arrival, I will be arriving at Frankfurt on runway. Let's select 25 left. I'll select ILS 25 left. Okay. And arrivals. See, I told you it's hit and trial method. You can just select any star. That is the arrival procedure. So we have a star. So you can see it's a decent arrival, and you'll come from here on this point, and then you'll land. So that's it. And before we proceed further, I would like to tell you this thing, that I'm a very casual flight simmer. I am not a very serious guy. I don't get into the details and everything. My main focus of the flight simulator is just to fly the plane, take it up in the air, and just land it. My landings are terrible, so people have been coming and commenting on my landings. My landings have been terrible. I've been practicing it, but still there are many issues that I have to overcome. So if in this video you also see a bad landing, kindly excuse me for that. But the best thing is about Microsoft Flight Simulator is this, that you can just fly in the real time with the real weather, with the real scenery, and you can just enjoy everything. So yes, I have been trying to add some serious stuff into the flight simulator, but anyhow, we'll just go and just keep it simple. That's why I haven't named this video as a tutorial. I'm just trying the Textron Aviation Cessna Citation for the first time. So I'm just trying this flight, although I have tried it before, but I haven't made a video for that. But this is the first video that I'm going to do for this plane. And I'll just try to keep it simple. That's it. If you want to fly this plane, you can fly it. You can use it for short and mid-range flights. So I will be covering different airports. Just to begin with, I'm trying it with Heathrow to Frankfurt. So here we are at the Heathrow Airport, ready to take off for Frankfurt. And this is our plane, the Cessna Citation. Very simple plane, simple controls, easy to fly, and beautiful plane. I really like it. It's lightweight, easy to fly, obviously as compared to 787 and 737s and Airbus. It's a small plane, twin jet, and it's really easy to control. It's good at speed. The altitude, it goes up to 43,000 feet, and it's really good. So I always enjoy flying this plane. Nowadays, I've discovered this one, and I've been taking out for many routes. It's a mid and short range plane. You can do some mid range flights and some short flights. Okay, so the basics. This is the parking brake, the flaps, the throttle, and the air brakes. That's it. Very simple. Nothing so complicated about this plane. And the autopilot option, once you take off, you turn the autopilot option on. The vertical speed is here. This is the navigation option, and once you turn on the navigation option, the plane will start to fly on the route. And this is the vertical speed. You can control your climb rate and descent rate. Once we're airborne, we'll see. Okay, and that's it. This is what we'll be using, and this is the altitude selector. You can select your altitude by moving this knob, and that's it. Okay, so these are the basics. Some little adjustments right now. If you look at the middle screen, it's set as north up. So no matter where you're flying, the map will always remain like this. And once I'm doing an inverted thing, let's say if I'm going down, I get confused left and right. So that's why I go to the map settings, and I always use the heading up option. Instead of the north up option, I use the heading up option. So you can use it, and then the heading of the plane will be always on the top, and then you will be able to gauge left and right easily. Sorry, I'm saying this thing, I get confused. Maybe some people don't. It's okay. Okay. Then that's it. It was a small thing that we had to do, and right now you can see that my flight assistance. Let's open the flight assistance AI radio communication. So radio communication with the ATC is based on AI, artificial intelligence. It's automatically done. So that's why I have to go and read few instructions before we fly. We have to see at what altitude we will be taking off. So we'll be taking off and reaching 7,000 feet. So let's adjust this altitude once we are up. Increments of 100. It takes some time, but nevertheless, we'll be there. 7,000. Okay. Okay, now another thing, we have to see the barometric pressure. This is what you get from the weather update the tower gives you. It's 30.30. Okay, so we have to adjust this barometric pressure. It actually adjusts your altimeter, and with this adjustment, your altimeter actually matches with the ATC readings. So if you don't adjust your barometric pressure before the flight, you might be at a certain altitude and the tower won't be seeing you at that altitude. So you have to adjust the barometric pressure in order to adjust your altimeter. It took me a long time to understand the main physics and the science behind it, but now as I know, it's very convenient to do that. Your weather report always has this barometric pressure, so you have to adjust your barometric pressure from the takeoff side and plus from the landing side. I think it's applicable below 10,000, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry for that. Okay, so 30.30 is the barometric pressure, and we have adjusted our altimeter. So that's it. 7,000 feet we will be climbing to. Let's release the parking brakes. Two basic things before we fly. First, once taking off, we'll take the throttle to the maximum, and after 1,500 feet, we'll reduce the throttle to 80%. Number one, 5,000 feet, I'll retract the flaps, and that's it. Nothing so complicated. Let's zoom in a bit on the map so that we know where we are going. The moment we take off, we have to turn right. Okay, so the parking brakes are released, and let's take this plane up in the air, give some throttle, maximum power, you can see. Okay, I'm sorry, you will see me struggling to keep the plane straight on the runway. Actually, my stick has a problem. The moment I put pressure on my stick, the rudder goes left and right. I'm using the Logitech Creative 3D stick, so it's not really good. I've been using it for 5 years almost, and it has an issue. So that's it. Kindly excuse me for that. I am always struggling with the controls. That's why my landings are also not really good. Positive rate, gear up. And below 10,000 feet, I will try to keep the plane under 230 knots. Let's reduce the speed. And let's turn right. You can see the speed is slightly increasing, so I will increase the climb rate in order to compensate for the speed. You'll increase your climb rate and your speed will be under control. What I'll do is this right now. Okay, as you can see, I increased the climb rate and the speed was decreasing. So I will adjust the climb rate. I will slightly decrease it, and you can see the speed increasing. So do not go more than 230 knots. Okay, now it's time to track the flaps. Turn right. Again, you can see the speed is increasing. Okay, at this point, I will turn on the autopilot. I'll turn on the navigation option. The moment I'll turn on the navigation option, the plane will start to fly on the flight path. Now, as we have set the altitude to 7,000 feet, so the plane will now will climb to 7,000 feet. You can see the speed was increasing, so I am now reducing the speed. Sorry for the delays, because as I'm talking, there are so many things I had to do after the takeoff. So as I'm talking, few points have been missed, but the basics still remain there. Once you're trying it, don't try to increase the speed to 230. As I told you before, that with the autopilot, I'm still unable to understand how to adjust the speed with the autopilot. So right now, I'm controlling the speed manually. So in the Logitech 3 Extreme, the stick that I'm using, there's a lever for the throttle. So I'm just adjusting speed manually over there. Okay. So I think we have an instruction to climb 13,000 feet. So I will increase the altitude, and I will go to 13,000 feet. Okay. Vertical speed, increase the vertical speed, and that's it. As you can see now, the plane is climbing. The speed was reducing, so I have to give throttle. But not more than 230. So you can keep increasing your throttle. So after the takeoff, I turned on the autopilot option on, and with this autopilot, the plane started to fly on autopilot, and then I pressed the navigation button. With the help of the navigation, the plane will start to follow this route, and the vertical speed I've adjusted to 2,400 feet per second. Per minute, sorry. It's not per second. And you can see the speed is still under control. So everything is looking good so far. Now we are above 10,000 feet, so now we can increase the speed. So engines I kept it at 73%. I can increase them to 80%. Not more than 80%. And we can see the speed is increasing, so it's good. We can go up to 300 knots. Not a big issue. The flaps are back. The speed brakes are released. Everything is looking good so far. Gears up. This is the landing gear lever. So you can see the controls of this plane are really simple. Many people have been coming to my channel and they've been criticizing the way I've been flying the planes. Sorry for that. I'm also a learner. I've never flown a real plane. Never been to a real simulator as well. Whatever I learned, it's from YouTube and reading different articles and everything. My main objective and the basic goal is to basically fly the plane and enjoy the scenery and just land it. Obviously, if you are flying it like a professional, like a pro, it's good. Okay, so now we are at 13,000 feet. You can see my speed was increasing. 250. So we have a further instruction to go up to 225,000 feet. So we will climb to 50. Okay, now just the vertical speed, I will set it to 2400. No, it's very high. Let's keep it at 2500. You can see 2500 feet per minute. So, and the speed is below 300. It's good. The speed is decreasing. I will increase the throttle. Right now the engine power is at 73%, which is good. So anyhow, I was telling you that I just try to keep my tutorials very simple. I don't make my life difficult because I've got a full-fledged job as well. I have like spend good 8 to 10 hours in the office, and then once I come back, I just want to fly the plane and land it, and that's it, and enjoy the scenery and enjoy the flying experience. That's it. So I do not incorporate so many technicalities into my tutorials and into my videos because I just try to keep it simple, and my main focus is on the people who are actually new to the flight simulator, not for the experts. Obviously, I'm not an expert myself. I'm also learning. So that's why my videos, I try to keep them simple and they're more fun. We are just doing it for the sake of fun. So nothing so serious about it. So if you are looking for some serious videos, I think this is not the right video for you. You have to find another one. Anyhow, we took this plane up in the air and we are flying from one airport to another one, and that's it. And I'm flying from Heathrow to Frankfurt. Right now climbing up to, let's see, what was the instruction? We have to climb up to 25,000. So right now you can see my altimeter shows 23,300. So I will increase it up to 25,000. 25,000 feet of flight level, 250. You can see my speed is reducing. So I have to adjust the vertical speed in such a way that my speed is... Okay. So now I have reduced the vertical speed to 2000. So it means initially I was climbing at 2500 feet per minute, but now I'm climbing at 2000 feet per minute. So that's how you compensate your vertical speed with your ground speed. So much communication going on, lots of disturbance. So if you see your speed is decreasing, just adjust your vertical speed, and that's it. Don't try to increase the throttle. It should be at 80%. So maybe I can just bring it up to 80%, because as I told you before, I'm doing it manually. If somehow you find a way to adjust the speed according to the autopilot, it'll be better, because I can you can see over here it is now set to FMS. I can use the manual mode, and then I can adjust the speed. I can keep it at 300. Anyhow, I'm right now not using this VNAV option. Once you turn on the VNAV option, the descent and the climb rate and the speed is automatically adjusted by the autopilot. But somehow it was not happening last night, and right now I'm just refraining from using it because I don't want to ruin this tutorial. It takes a lot of time to make this video, so I don't want to do anything wrong and then start all over again. Right now you can see the speed is increasing. 21,600 feet we are at, and the speed is increasing. So what I can do is this: I can increase the vertical speed just to keep the speed at 300. So right now I'm adjusting the climb rate to adjust the speed. That's another way of doing it. Another way of doing it is adjusting your throttle. So I'm keeping the throttle at 80%, but I'm adjusting my vertical speed, the climb rate, and while descending I will also use my descent rate to control the speed. I will keep the throttle between 40 and 50%, and then we will play around with the vertical speed to keep the speed of the plane within the limits. So remember one thing, that below 10,000 feet your speed should not exceed more than 230 knots, and after 10,000 feet you can just go anywhere. Immediately after the takeoff, if you have a positive rate, then gears up. At 1500 feet, reduce the throttle to 80%, and at roughly at 4,000 or 5,000 feet, retract your flaps. So these are the three basic things that you can do, because flaps are there to give an additional lift to the plane. But as the flaps are giving you an additional lift, they are also producing drag. So that's why when you have an initial lift and the plane is at a good speed where the wings are supported by the wind and the plane can carry its weight, then you have to retract the flaps, because flaps are causing drag, and due to this drag the plane's speed reduces. That's why at the landing time you extend your flaps, because the flaps give you an additional lift, and plus they produce drag. So during the landing your plane is descending. So descent rate increases the speed of the plane. So you maintain it with the flaps. So you try to reduce the speed with the flaps and plus with the vertical speed. So there are many things involved. So this is what I will be doing. You have to know about the physics of the flying as well in order to fly the plane. So I will be just telling you a few basic things over here. 330. I think we are going very high, as I selected high altitude. 330. Okay, so I'll just keep the vertical speed at 2,000 feet per minute. This is the flight path. So as I've turned on this navigation option, the plane is flying on the path. There is one more thing we will be doing is changing the units of the speed. Right now the speed is coming in the units of knots. We will be switching it to Mach. Above 30,000 feet you have to switch your units from knots to Mach. I've explained it in my videos earlier. You can just go and watch my other videos. and you will know the basics of doing this thing. Now you can see what now you can now you can now you can see one thing, that the speed is reducing. So I'll adjust the vertical speed. I'll keep it at 1600 feet per minute to stop this thing happening. 1500 feet. Let's keep it at 1500 feet. So adjust your climb rate. I'll further reduce it to 1200. Okay. Now over here, speed and switch units. If you right click, okay, how I did it? First of all, go and left click and then right click. So you can see your units switching. 300 knots or either 0.65 Mach. But it's applicable when you have your speed managed by your autopilot. As right now it's not managed by autopilot, so it's okay. We cannot do anything about it. We can see it on our screen. The speed limit is also given. You see this red and white stripe line, which is the maximum speed that you can go to. So right now we are at 278 knots, which is good. Okay. Everything is looking good so far. 31,400 feet. And the plane will level off at 33,000 feet. I think we'll get further instructions from the ATC to climb up. Let's see what happens. Let's jump out for a bit and enjoy the scenery. Enough of the serious flying. As I told you before, it's all fun. Okay, so slightly cloudy. In Pakistan, it's really cloudy right now. It's raining and thunderstorms. Go to cockpit. Speed is stable at 273, so it's good. Okay, so it was a handover from Paris to Brussels, heading towards Germany, Frankfurt. Interesting. So you have seen that this plane is a very simple plane, lightweight. At high speed, it's slightly difficult to control this plane because it's very sensitive. But still, it's really good. I can do some difficult airports with this plane. Somehow I have some issue with the propeller planes. I know many people like them. The propeller planes are good. They're good for the short runways, and they're obviously very economically efficient. But I like jet planes. So 400. So we are going up to 40,000 feet. Let's see if we are able to take this plane up to 40,000 feet. It goes up to 40,000 feet. Okay, here we are. Vertical speed, simply press it and the vertical speed is already adjusted. So the plane will start to climb to 40,000 feet. You can see the speed is reducing, so I can adjust my vertical speed and I will keep it at 1000. So that's how I'm manually adjusting the speed of the plane. VNAV, I so much want to turn this option on and see what happens, but I don't want to ruin this flight. I don't want to do this video. Maybe after this video, I can just do another flight and I'll use the VNAV option and see what happens. But yesterday when I was trying it, nothing was happening. It was not unresponsive. $5,000 feet to go. Speed is reducing. Let's adjust the vertical speed. While making the flight plan, we can also adjust the cruising altitude. Unfortunately, before this video, while making the flight plan, I forgot to do that. Generally, while flying the Cessna Citation, I don't go above 28,000 feet, or in some cases, if I'm going for a slightly a long flight, I go up to 38,000 feet, but not up to 40,000 feet. So we can adjust that during the flight planning phase. Somehow I just forgot to do that. And right now we are pushed to our limits to go up to 40,000 feet, but still the plane is climbing, everything is good. Anyhow, as the plane is climbing, so it's time for some little chit chat. I've been in Dubai for 14 days. It was a lovely experience, and I got a chance to go to Expo 2020, the Dubai Expo, which was supposed to happen in 2020, but it happened this year in 2021, a delay of 1 year because of the coronavirus. And now Dubai is fully open, and the corona is very much under control. People are coming. They are watching this expo. It's going to be there for 6 months. But did some videos. They are on my channel. Kindly do like them and do watch them and do support my channel, because obviously all day long I'm not flying planes, and there are days when I'm just traveling and I'm just trying to have fun. So I'm just also trying to share my experience with you, whatever I'm doing. You can also go out and you can see the controls. Speed is 260, so it's good. Altitude we are climbing. Vertical speed 810. Flaps up. Trim is set. So nothing to worry about. So I just thought when I'll be talking with you, we'll just go out and enjoy the scenery, and plus do some little chit chat. So that was my story for Dubai Expo. Did some videos, and still I'm in the process of editing them. Hopefully you like them. Do support my channel. And during my Pakistan trip, I also did some videos. It was interesting with a friend of mine. Maybe you'll find it a difference of the language. Obviously, I did them in Urdu, which is my native language. And most of the videos, rather all of them are in English. So I'm always confused which language to pick for my travelogues. But obviously I was doing travelogues in Pakistan. That's why I used Urdu. And obviously I have a comfort level with that language as well. And the things that I can say in Urdu, it gets difficult for me to express the same way in English. So we have been covering Pakistan. It was fun. It was interesting. My friend was with me, and we had some good time. Explored Pakistan, and those videos are there. So also go and support those videos. And you guys have always been appreciating my flight simulator videos. Always commenting, interacting with them, and hopefully you'll also do the same thing with my other videos as well. Please don't dislike them or skip them. At least give it a try. I hope you like it. Dubai Expo is a good experience. It's like the whole world under one, not roof, but in the same place. So there are roughly, I think, more than 200 countries which have their pavilions in the expo. So once you are there, you can just go to any pavilion, any country, and you can just see their culture and their progress for the future. The interesting thing in the expo was they used to give you a passport. It's available at the souvenir shop. It's for 20 dirhams. It's not that expensive. 20 dirhams is like okay. So you can get that passport and you can just write your name and you can put up your picture on the passport. And plus, once you are traveling or going to different pavilions, you can get your passport stamps. So I had 7 or 8 stamps on my passport. I was planning to cover as many pavilions as I can, but on the foot it was not possible. You could rent bikes, you could do different things, but as I was the only one handling the cameras and going here and there and moving around, so it was very difficult. In some pavilions there was a wait time for almost an hour, so I had to wait for an hour to get inside the pavilion. And once you were inside the pavilion, then it used to take further 30-40 minutes or maybe an hour. Japan, I couldn't visit due to the same issue: 1 hour wait and 1 hour of the visit. So it was roughly a 2 hour trip. So I thought of doing some other things, and I always kept on thinking during the expo that one day I will go to Japan. But I spent 2 weeks, 14 days, and I didn't get a chance to visit Japan. Okay, so this was a little story about my Dubai Expo experience. Videos are there. I've got a playlist. I think right now there are 11 or 12 videos in the playlist. I will be uploading more videos. So kindly go and also watch and support my Dubai Expo content as well. And I think it will be a good experience for you. So far, we are now leveling off. Are we? Oh, there is some error, I think. I have set the altitude at 40,000 feet and it is leveling off at. Why the plane is not leveling off? Okay. So what I'll do is this: I'll turn off the vertical speed. I will set the altitude hold. Why is this thing happening? No, Kenam. I don't know why this thing happened. The plane should level off at 40,000 feet. Otherwise, I will just get error from the ATC. Let's see what happens. Overspeed. Okay. You can see this thing that we are overspeeding, so I will reduce the throttle. You should not go above this this line, the red and white stripe line. The plane should level off at 40,000 feet. Brussels, Cessna, please expedite your climb to 40,000 for flight level 400. Amazing. It should level off. If I adjust my 3.3, Let's try doing one thing. Sorry, I had to go to 29.77. This is something I'm trying to figure it out. And if you have no, it is not the way it is. It should not be done like this. 29. It should be at 30.30. This is applicable at the ground level. So it is now stable at 38,000. Okay. So what I'll do is this. I will climb up to increase the altitude to 40,000. Somehow, if I'm just recalling, after 10,000 feet, you have to adjust it back to 29.77 or some reading. Sorry, I'm skipping this thing. In this tutorial, I'll try to find it out, and it happens like this. But let's climb up again and reach up to 40,000. At the moment we are at 40,000, I will just press this altitude button to hold the altitude. It should level off. It was leveling off easily. I don't know. These issues are happening. Okay, increase the throttle because the speed is reducing as I reduce the throttle. So I'm also adjusting this one. Have to keep an eye. 39,300, 400. There are always issues at higher altitudes. So I always try to, as I told you before, 32,000, 38,000, 28,000, not more than that. Every time when we go to 40,000 feet in this flight simulator, there's an issue. So remember to adjust your cruising altitude. Okay, so it's 39,960, 70, 80, 90, and okay. Yes. 40,000, 20, 10. Yes. Level off. Okay. So if you also face this issue, this is how you level it off. I climbed up to 40,000 feet, and then once we were at this altitude, adjusted it up to. And showing 30,600. Maybe it's the. Okay. As long as we are not getting the error, it's good. Anyhow, this was an error, but you have seen it how to overcome this error. It's again back to 38,600. I think the moment I said the altitude, but we are level off at 40,000 feet. Let's search it on the Google. I forgot that. Okay, and let's search it over the Google. Okay, we'll see. Above 10,000. So I'm also learning as we are flying. $29.92 or higher, 29.91 to 28.92. Okay, let's keep it at 29.92. Let's adjust it back. 29.92. What if I keep it at 29.92? You can see, yes, exactly. That's the error that I was getting. So it was 38,600. Now I will climb up to 40,000 feet. Overspeeding, reduce the throttle. Doing it manually. So this is how we are also learning, and climb. So by adjusting the barometric pressure, I think you must have seen that at 30.30, that was the barometric pressure from the takeoff place, and it was off by almost 2000 feet. Now we've adjusted it to 29.92. So next time when you're flying and you're above 10,000 feet, then I think you can adjust it to 29.92, and then everything will be good. Okay. So will the plane level off at 40,000 feet? Let's see. New things I'm learning. I'm also learning, because every time I'm flying a plane, something new happens. Initially, I thought for this video, I will not go more than 35,000 feet. I'll just try to keep it at 28,000 feet or 32,000 feet. Somehow, an error, and I forgot to do that. And now we are in big trouble, but somehow we are just trying to manage it and learning new things on the way as well. So now we have learned one thing, that after the takeoff, if we keep it back at 29.92, then the things are good. Okay, so the plane should level off at 40,000. Yes, it's blinking, and which means the plane will level off over here. You can see the vertical speed is reducing. The speed is reducing, so it's not one of my worries right now. It's okay as we're climbing. So the plane is trying to adjust. You can see the vertical speed is getting adjusted automatically in order to. Yeah, so this was an error. So once you take off, and after 10,000 feet, switch it to 29.92, and everything will be good. This is something just like popped out of my mind. Sorry for that. My apologies, but we have learned something new together in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, now we can increase the speed. Okay. So everything is good so far. Kind of tensed as we were discussing about different things as well. So now the plane is cruising at 40,000 feet, and everything is looking good so far. So the moment I'll start to descend, I will just come back, and we'll start the video from there. And then I will take you through the complete procedure from the descent to the approach, and then the landing. Okay, now I've got the clearance to descend. Cessna XGS descend and maintain flight level 350. That's 35,000 feet. So what I'll do is this: I'll reduce the altitude and to 35,000 feet. Okay, and then we will adjust the vertical speed to 2000, and then reduce the throttle. So everything is good. Now as we are descending, the speed will increase. And I will adjust the throttle to keep the speed within the limit. So 236, not bad, with a descent rate of 1850. 1800, 1850, yes, roughly. Now you can see the speed is also increasing again. So I will reduce the throttle. During the descent, the speed increases. So you have to manage your speed as well. if you are not using autopilot to control the speed. Otherwise, autopilot will automatically adjust the throttle. And if we have this VNAV option working, then the vertical speed and the ground speed is automatically adjusted by the autopilot. But right now it's not being done. 37,300. So climb down to 35,000. Let's adjust the view, pilot and landing. I always do that. This is the best place from where you can see the runway. Okay, so here's the runway. So this is the approach, and that's it. I think we are coming very high. And let's see if we are able to do that. We are able to pull off this stunt or not. 40,000 feet is really high. You have to descend really early for that. $270. Okay, so can I further increase the vertical speed, decrease the vertical speed, keeping it at 3,000 because we are near the runway, and it will be, I think we will be coming really high. Let's see. Hopefully we will be able to manage that. And the speed is increasing, so I will reduce the throttle a bit also. It's at 250. We can always use speed brakes if required, and then plus flaps. So nothing to worry about. 250 is not bad. $31,000 feet. 4,000 feet to go. Turning left. Let's go out and see what's happening. Okay. Beautiful scenery. Patchy clouds. Sunny up here. Obviously above the clouds it's sunny. Oh, you can see this trail. It's descending. Oh, beautiful. Always enjoy watching the scenery of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's Germany, Frankfurt. I've turned on the real weather conditions, so this is the real weather right now in Frankfurt. That's the best part. Okay, landing. I always switch to this view. This is a comfortable view. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, you have to actually listen to the altitude given to you by the control tower. If you don't listen to that, you'll keep on hearing an error. So you always have to match your altitude with the tower. Okay, so now we are at 27,000 feet. We'll get further. 15,000 feet. Okay, so descending in portions, not a clean descent, but in portions. Still, we have some distance to cover, so I think we will be in a very safe position before the runway. Then I will manage the speed as well by using the speed brakes if required, and definitely with the help of flaps. In the Cessna Citation, you can just go down by one notch, one position of the flaps, and then afterwards for these two positions, for 2 and 3, you have to have your landing gears. So initially, when I will be extending the flaps, I will extend them to position 1, not 2 and 3, because then you'll hear this error of the landing gears. So once you have your landing gears, then you can go for level 2 and 3. Position 2 and 3, sorry. Level. Okay, so now we are at 23,000 feet. You can see some live traffic on the radar. There's another plane going. And you can see some planes over here. I think it's the same one. Yes. So a busy afternoon. Another one coming for the approach. $21,000 feet. $6,000 feet to go. Good. Everything is good so far. Amazing details. Love it. Okay, back in the cockpit, and let's see where we are. Oh, it's a busy afternoon at Frankfurt. $3,500 feet to go. Then we'll hear another instruction. I think the another instruction will be for 9,000 feet, if I'm not wrong. And then from 9,000, it is then again a descent to 4,000 feet. So we are in a safe position. Nothing to worry about. The most difficult part is coming, the landing. Landings are always horrible when I'm doing the landings. Otherwise, the landings are really good. But if I am landing a plane, it's a horrible landing. You must have seen my videos. I'm never on the track. I'm just trying to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. I get actually a very short time to make these videos. And I first of all practice for quite some time. Then I just come and make this video. So if I don't do a good landing, I don't have the time and the patience to do it all over again. And so whatever my landing is, I just simply put it on YouTube. I don't cut my videos. That's the fun part. Some people have really started to get the point, and they're really enjoying the landings. The main purpose is to fly the plane, follow the ILS, enjoy the scenery. Who lands the planes? Nobody. You can try doing that if you want. Okay. It's 15,000 feet, leveling off at 15,000 feet. You can see the speed is reducing because right now the plane is not descending, it's leveling off. So the speed is reducing. We'll just keep it like this. I'm not going to touch the throttle and mess around with the speed. So it's good. Because anyhow, we will be reducing our speed. The tower should tell me to go down further. Descend and maintain 15,000 feet. I am at 15,000 feet. It's really good. Okay, I think we have to give a little bit of throttle. Let's keep our speed below 230 knots because obviously after 15,000 feet we will be descending below 10,000 feet. So we should be at 230. So I'll just adjust my throttle in such a way that we are at 230. As I was increasing the throttle, you have seen that there's a slight increase in the altitude. So once I will reduce the throttle, I think the altitude should get adjusted. And not mess around with the trim. Huh, 9,000 feet. Let's descend. I have increased the descent rate to 2,550 feet per minute, but you can see the speed is increasing. So I will reduce the throttle. Some tense time during the flight. Get into the landing position so that I'm aligned with the runway. If you're above or you below, over here you cannot see the runway. But if over here I get slightly confused with the glide slope of the runway. So I always use the default setting for the view. Oh, it's like this. Landing. Oh. Let's do one thing. Pilot and Copilot. We'll go to Copilot. And just I think. Okay. So this is a good view. If I am not wrong, you should adjust your view in such a way that this second orange ball is behind this gray ball, if I'm not wrong. Speed was constantly increasing and I had to adjust the vertical speed. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS 25 left. Approach DF626. Transition cleared. DF626 Lufthansa 191. Okay, this was for Lufthansa, not for us. You already have a clearance for 4,000 feet and for the ILS at 25 left. Okay. So I had to adjust my vertical speed in such a way that my speed is under control. And what if I also go with the flaps, extend the flaps? Let's see. External view. Yes. Flap set to position 1. Okay. Now we have to contact the approach. Altimeter 3035. It's altimeter 3035. Okay, so let's increase it up to 3035. Now, as I told you before, that after 10,000, below 10,000 feet, we will adjust the altimeter, and the tower just gave us the altimeter, the barometric pressure, and that's 30.35 for the destination airport. So I've increased the barometric pressure, and now the altimeter is adjusted. We are at right now 5,600 feet, descending to 4,000 feet. Speed is 210. Flaps position 1. Everything is good. Speed is under control. Nothing to worry about. This orange dot is behind this gray dot. This is the perfect position. If you are at the perfect position, then you'll see the runway really aligned with the plane. You will be easily able to judge the glide slope and plus the alignment with the runway. So it will be easy. Once we are near the runway, we'll select this approach button for the ILS. The frequency is already set. This is, I think, some default settings in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Recently, I've just found out. So, quite some distance to cover, but still, the speed is under control. Everything is good. I will keep it at 150. I'll increase the throttle. The speed is reducing. I'll just keep the speed at 150 as the plane is leveling off at 4,000. Anyhow, I don't know why this thing is happening. The plane should level off at 4,000 feet. Let's increase it and let's see. I don't know. Maybe some mistake that I'm doing, or maybe some procedure that I'm missing. Anyhow, we're just climbing up to 4,000 feet. Increase the speed. As I told you before, I should be at 160 knots. So let's level off at 4,000 feet. Anyhow, have to figure it out, the issue. You can see the runways. So some traffic, and this is the runway. 25 left. Altimeter 30.35. Okay, 30.35, so it's good. Watch out for this ball, and then you'll see the runway. Now, as the ILS frequency is automatically entered in the system, you can see these diamonds, this green diamond coming. Basically, we are now nearing the runway. When this diamond is in the middle, I will press the approach button, and then the plane will follow the glide slope for the ILS. This is something I've noticed that it's okay. Oh, speed is less. We have to increase the speed. Approach. Now you will see as I reduced the speed, the plane started to go up because of the flaps. But now, as the speed is under control, now you can see the plane has started to descend, and this diamond should be in the middle. So because of the approach, let's lower the gears and have the full flaps. I'll go for a full flap landing. It's not really go below 140 because then we'll get the error of stall. So the gears are down, full flaps. So now you can see this diamond is moving up. It means we are now following the glide slope, and it should be in the middle. So now we are getting aligned with the runway, and the plane is catching the glide slope as we press the approach button. So the moment you see all these diamonds on the screen, it means that you're ready for an ILS approach. These are the indicators for the ILS, that are you vertically and horizontally aligned with the runway or not. So we are aligned with the runway now, and a perfect approach is on its way. Here is the runway, 25 left. Okay, the plane is descending. Yes. Moments before the runway, I will just turn off the autopilot and I will try to land manually. Hopefully this time we don't have a bad landing. Sorry, I just hit my mic in excitement. Landings are always making me nervous, you know. Okay, so ILS is in progress. Plane is following the glide slope thanks to this approach mode. It's very simple. So as soon as you see this bar on your screen, it's time to turn on the approach. Once the diamond is in the middle, just press the approach and the plane will automatically start to descend. Follow the glide slope and it will take you just right to the runway. You can see without any effort. I think at 500 feet I'll just try to take the controls. Let's take the matter into our hands. Now I've turned on off the autopilot. That was good. Not bad. Mishap was about to happen, but I avoided a mishap. Reverse thrust. And it's all done. It was a nice landing, not a bad landing. Okay. So this is my first attempt to fly the Cessna and record a video. Although I've been flying it, but I have not been recording the videos because you don't want to see all the goof-ups that I was doing. But today, just landed the plane and okay, so this is my Cessna. I'm so proud of myself. I am just proud of myself. My landings have not been good. There was a slight mishap was about to happen. I was short of the runway. So this was the video. Thank you very much for staying with me. And let me just pause it because this ATC is disturbing me a lot. Thank you very much for staying with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and support my other content as well. You'll see lots of videos on my channel. And if you have any suggestions for me, you want me to do some airport or you want me to try some plane. Right now, I just got a comment that I should try a 777. I should buy it and then try it. I'll see if that plane is really functioning properly. There is no issues. I'll definitely try to buy that plane and I'll try to do a video for that. Thank you very much once again for staying with me. You guys give me a good support for my simulator videos. Just keep on supporting my content, this content and some other content. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much for staying with me.